welcome to this video. So in this video we are going to see one more interesting topic. So how to control the cursor in the interactive grid. So that is, we are just going to control the cursor movement between the columns in the interactive grid. For example, I will say a scenario. So I am having a 4 to 5 columns in a row. So in the third column I need to enter some value. After that I am pressing on the tab, it will go to the next column. On pressing the tab, it is the last column, so on pressing the tab it will go to the next row. So next row it will go to the first column. So my requirement is I should not go to the first column in the next row. I need to go to the third column, the particular column. So that is, the third and fourth column are editable. Remaining columns I should not move the cursors. So how to achieve this? This is our primary motto. So how to do this? We will begin this. So first, in this page I am just created a cursor movement control. So this is a page item we are just created. Here I am just creating a one region. So one region I am just naming it as employee. In this employee, I'm just making the type as interactive grid. Once I are done, so now I'm going to make it as source as SQL query. So in this, for this SQL query, I'm having this SQL. I'm just copying it and I'm just pasting it. So here you can't order by, so I'm just removing that order by. Once it is validated, I'm just saving it and I'm running your output. So now you can see the list of records is created and you can see this interactive grid. So my requirement is, on clicking, I am just going to enter this commission and the salary. Only these two columns I am going to enter the values at the runtime. So on clicking on this columns, on pressing on the tabs, it should go to the following columns, and in the next row it should go again to this commission column. It should not go to this employee number, e-name and job. So by default, on pressing on the tab button. So this is our requirement. So first we will make this as a editable column. So for that I'm just clicking on this interactive grid and going to this attributes section. Under the edit, I'm just enabling this. So once it is enabled, it will ask you to mention the primary key for the column. So your primary key for the column is employee number. Employee number is a primary key. So I'm just scrolling below it and I'm just checking this. So once it is done, you can now enable or edit these columns in a runtime. So here you can enter something. You can enter the values or something on this column. So on pressing a tab, it is going to the salary column. On pressing the tab, it is going to the this checkbox column. So I should not need this control to be moved to the checkbox column. It should automatically set the focus to this commission column. So how to achieve this? For that, you need to write a little bit JavaScript to make this work. So for that, I'm just going to this page, clicking on this interactive grid. I'm just first naming it static ID. So for that, I'm just searching for static ID. Here I'm just making some ig rag or ig rg or rg something, any name you can give. I'm just mentioning is a rg, that is region underscore ig. So after naming it, you just create a dynamic action for this interactive grid. So once it is done, you just name it as row initialization. That is a dynamic type as row initialization. So you can search from this list. Here you can see, so row initialization interactive grid. Once it is selected, go here in the action, you just select execute JavaScript. Under that, you need to write some specific query. For that, I am having a query. For that, I'm just copying here and I'm pasting it, and I will explain that query. I'm just copying the static ID, go to this JavaScript code. Under that, I'm just pasting it. So this is a query for executing that control movement. First I will show you output, then I will explain this code. I'm just running this code. So once it is rendered, so I'm just clicking on this commission column. pressing on tab, it is going to the salary column, and again pressing on the tab, you can see you can notice the changes. So it is not going to the first column, it's on the focused on the commission column. So this is the requirement we had. So now it's going to salary column. On pressing on the tab, it is going to the commission. So this is the thing we need to achieve, and we have achieved using this. So I will explain that code. So for that interactive grid, we have just created this dynamic action and the type as row initialization. Under that, we have just created one true action and the type as execute JavaScript. So under that, we have written some JavaScript coding. So this is the JavaScript coding. What we have done is, first we have just created a const variable that is named as region. This is the apex JS API, that is apex region, and we are just passing that static ID, that is RJIG. Under that, we are just using this widget interactive grid and get views of grid. Basically, we are just fetching that grid reference and storing it in IG. So after getting the reference, we are going to get the row ID, that is when I press the tab, it will move to the next record. Since it's a row initialization, once the row is the cursor is moved to the new row, that will be triggered and this code will be executed. Under this, we are going to get the current active record row reference. For that, we are just using getActiveRecordId. This is a property or a function. We are just a method, it's a method, so we are just using that, and we are just storing in the record ID variable. Once it is done, then we need to use this property go_to_cell. So this is one of the method of this interactive grid. Using that, we are just setting that cursor or focus to the particular column using this row ID, and whichever column you want to move the cursor to, you need to mention that specific column name. That is, here we are going to set the cursor to the commission column. So we are just setting that commission. So this is the simple code you can use based on your requirement. For example, you want to move the cursor to some third column or fourth column, then you can replace this with your static ID and your commission, that is a column name. So this is the code. I will drop this in description section. You can copy from that. So this is the simple JavaScript code to make your cursor move from particular column and set the focus to the particular column. I'm pressing the tab, that is key event. So thank you.